From semantic satiation to Para-Vak. Say the word chair. Say it again. Chair. 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 Do it for 30 seconds, aloud or in your mind, and feel what happens to the word. The meaning begins to slip. The familiar symbol destabilizes. The sound starts to separate from what it points at. The syllable becomes strange, then arbitrary, then a noise that has temporarily lost its referent. The chair in the room remains. The word has briefly ceased to point at it. This is semantic satiation. It is not a trick. It is the mechanism of language exposed. You have never perceived anything directly. You have perceived your brain's model of things. The model is excellent. It is not the thing. Language is the most powerful tool the human mind has ever produced. Not metaphorically powerful, structurally world-constructing. The words you were given as a child did not describe a pre-existing reality. They carved reality into the categories the words named. The concept red does not simply label a range of wavelengths your visual system was already distinguishing. It creates a category boundary, draws a fence in the spectrum, produces a thing called red where before there was only continuous light. The word chair destabilizes after 30 seconds of repetition. Every word you have ever relied on is 30 seconds from the same collapse. You just don't repeat them long enough to find out. Every word is a fence. Every concept is a fence. And you were born into a world of fences so dense, so total, so early installed that the fences have become invisible. What you experience as unmediated reality, this room, this situation, this self, this problem, is reality already thoroughly fenced by language you received before you could evaluate it. The Shiva Sutras call this Matrika, the mother of words. Vasugupta, she spins the alphabet into a cage of definitions. She gives you a label, and you spend your life defending a ghost. Not malicious, not imposed by oppressors. Matrika is the generative power of language itself, the force by which consciousness divides undivided reality into nameable segments and then forgets that the division was made. Semantic satiation is language revealing its own machinery. When repetition detaches the word from its referent, what you briefly feel is the gap that is always present between the word and the thing. The gap the word normally leaps in a single instant, so fast it seems non-existent. Satiation slows the leap until the gap becomes visible. But semantic satiation is small-scale entropy. The dictionary also burns at civilizational scale. Words at the center of meaning: God, soul, love, real, truth, justice, self, have been used so many billions of times in so many contradictory contexts by so many people with so many agendas that the pointing function has eroded, not destroyed. Eroded. The word love still carries something. But what it carries is now a tangle: neurochemical attachment, parental devotion, romantic fantasy, theological imperative, brand identity, greeting card sentiment, all compressed into one syllable that has been asked to point at too many things at once. The dictionary catches fire not in a single moment but over centuries. The words most central to meaning are the words most used, therefore the words most subject to semantic entropy, therefore the words whose pointing function erodes fastest. The very importance of a concept guarantees the eventual erosion of the language for it. Shannon's information theory: maximum information content is maximum entropy, the state where every symbol is equally probable, where no symbol is more likely than any other, where prediction is impossible. This state is also the state of maximum noise. Perfect information and perfect noise are the same state, approached from different directions. The dictionary at maximum semantic entropy. Every word equally detached from its referent, every symbol equally arbitrary, is the information theoretic equivalent of silence. Not silence as the absence of words. Silence is the state that words, in their final dissolution, reveal they have always been pointing at. There is a Sanskrit term for this, Para-Vak, the supreme word, the word before all words. Not a sound, the ground of sound. Not a meaning, the ground of meaning. What the dictionary was always pointing at, before the pointing eroded. Right now, the word you used most today, whatever it was, hear it. Feel how it points. Now feel that the pointing is a gesture, a direction, not a destination. The word points towards something that is not itself a word. The something that the word points toward is available right now, without the word, because you have been experiencing it all day while using the word. Vasugupta's instruction in the Shiva Sutras is not to destroy language. It is to see language as Matrika, as the mother, as the generative power of consciousness playing with itself through the medium of signs. The cage is not the enemy. The cage is consciousness exploring what happens when it pretends the fences are real. When semantic satiation happens, when the word momentarily loses its referent, something is present in the gap. The awareness that was using the word is still here. The thing the word was pointing at is still here. The word itself has temporarily ceased to be the bridge, and nothing essential has been lost. The chair is still there. The awareness is still here. The word was, as it has always been, an optional convenience. Language is consciousness playing at division. The fence was always optional. It arrived before you could refuse it. Para-Vak is not the absence of language. It is the ground that language arises in. Every word in its speaking is Para-Vak, taking a temporary form, consciousness playing at definition, at distinction, at the naming of the unnameable. Say any word until it dissolves. Then feel what is left. Not silence. Not nothing. The thing that was here before you learned the word for it. Still here. Never left.